Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes to Code with your host Matthew C. Applegate. Today we're going to be looking at some examples in processing. I love using processing to help new programmers to learn how to code. It's simple and it gives the coder almost immediate feedback, which allows them to better understand what the code is doing. If you don't already have processing, I recommend you pause the video and download it from the link below. Once you have processing set up, you're ready to begin. Processing is set up into two main areas, the setup area and the draw area. As the program is run, it jumps to the setup area and carries out those instructions first. It only does this once at the beginning of the program. After it has completed the instructions in the setup area, it moves on to the draw area. The draw area loops from top to bottom until the program is terminated. Today, we are going to make a very pixelated pixel art program that draws 5,376 rectangles on a grid, 16 down by 21 across. Let's check out the setup code for this example in more detail. The first command we issue is size 650 by 500. This is the size of our application window. The next command is rect mode center. This draws our rectangles from the center and not the top left, which is the default in processing. The final command of the setup is to call the no-stroke function. This removes the outline from any shapes we plan to draw in the future. Now with our canvas set up, let's move on to the draw loop. We are going to draw 5,376 rectangles on a 16 high by 21 wide grid, and each rectangle will have a random color and a random level of opacity. So to do that, we need to first create some floats. Float R equals random 255. This will generate a random number between 0 and 255 and assign a value to the variable R. This is true with the G and B. The RGB stands for red, green and blue, and that is how colors are mixed in processing. Next up, we create float O equals random 255 to create the random opacity or transparency level. The lower the number, the more transparent the color will be, allowing you to see the other colors and rectangles behind the new rectangles that we add. Now let's apply it to the brush using fill, R, G, B, and O. Now we need to create a random variable called S and have it choose a number between 0 and 3. So float S equal random 4. That will create our number. But to test that number easily, we need it to convert it into an integer or an int. What's the difference? A float has a decimal point like 1.3 or 5.2 and so on, whereas an int only has whole numbers like 0 or 3 or 4. So we create T and say it is equal to an int version of S. So if S is equal to 3.2, it will be changed to 3, removing the decimal point. Now we have an int, we can test it using 3 if conditional statements. The first one, if T is equal to 1, the rectangle will be 32 by 32 pixels. The second one, if T is equal to 2, the rectangle will be 64 by 64 pixels. The third one, if T is equal to 3, the rectangle will be 128 by 128 pixels. Now the random number can be anything between 0 and 4, so either 0, 1, 2, or 3. Although we have set up actions for 1, 2, and 3, we haven't for 0. If it is 0, it will simply skip this block, leaving what was previously there. This code will continually layer the screen with colored rectangles, one entire screen at a time, producing a whole screen of color each loop. So there you have it. Remember to take some screenshots of your art and maybe try and recreate them in the real world. I really hope you like what you have seen, and if you do, be sure to like, subscribe and comment down below. If you want more, be sure to check out the other videos in the series. There's lots of great examples to help you create computer art.